Welcome to InvestEd.
Welcome sa InvestEd. So today, ang itatopic natin dito ngayon ay ang aking top 2 stocks for this month. Okay? Okay guys, no? So konting disclaimer lang. So, yung mababanggit natin dito na stocks, no, ay hindi ito recommendations, no. Ito lang yung aking analysis and nakita ko na maganda yung fundamentals and maganda yung kanilang performance. So, I'm not a financial advisors, guys. I am a regular investors na nag-invest sa stock market for almost 7 years. So gusto ko lang i-share sa inyo yung aking insight and ang aking investing strategy and ang aking experience for free, no? So yun lang ang gusto kong ipaalam sa inyo, guys, no? And ang kagandahan dito, guys, it's all completely free and also no, magagamit nyo rin ang aking screener na ginawa. No, ayan, nakikita nyo yan. So, nakikita nyo yung top gainers ngayon, top loser, and most active trades. So, nakikita nyo na rin dito, no? So please click down below yung ating screener para magamit yun na libre, no? Okay, guys, so kung na rin na kayo, let's start and see you on the other side. Hello guys, welcome sa channel natin. Kung bago ka pa lang sa channel natin, huwag mong kakalimutan na i-subscribe and pindutin ang bell button para ma-notify ka sa mga bagong videos na lalabas sa channel natin, no? So dito, binabahagi ko yung 7 years of experience ko sa pag-trade at pag-invest ko sa stock market. And ang kagandahan pa dito, it's completely free. Maraming salamat. Okay guys, yung top 2 stocks ko for this month ay ang company Ayala Land Logistics Holdings, no, or ALLHC. So nakikita natin dito yung kanyang current value ay yung kanyang current price ay nasa 3.06 pesos per share and yung kanyang intrinsic value ay nasa 6.58 pesos per share. So nakikita natin dito yung margin of safety natin ay nasa 5.27. So, meaning, nasa buy ratings tayo sa kanya in terms of intrinsic value alone. And meron tayong potential upside na 116% kapag na-reach niya yung ating intrinsic value. And kung titignan natin dito guys, yung moat natin sa kanya ay nasa 9, management ay nasa 7, debt ay nasa 10. No? So, overall, nasa excellent company itong Ayala Land Logistics Holdings. Kung titignan also natin dito, yung 52-week high ng company ay nasa 3.45 and 52-week low ay nasa 1.1 pesos per share. And kung titignan natin dito guys, yung ating sectors ay nasa holding firm siya and yung ating net foreign yield for the past 1 year, yung mga foreign investors no ay pumapasok sa company. 69.5 million pesos ang meron na company no in terms of 1 year foreign investors na pumasok sa kanila. And also guys, no, kung titignan natin dito yung kanyang earnings per share versus free cash flow per share, okay, nakikita natin na mas mataas yung kanyang free cash flow per share kaysa sa kanyang earnings per share. Nangangahulugan yun na free cash flow per share is a good value based on its earnings per share. Okay? But kung titignan natin yung kanyang free cash flow yield ay nasa 4% lang, no? So sinasabi sa atin dito na free cash flow yield alone na overvalue naman ang company in terms of free cash flow yield. Okay, kung i-scroll down natin ito, no, nakikita natin dito yung free cash flow na company for the past 5 years. Ayan. So, nung 2018 lang sila nagkaroon ng positive free cash flow and nag-grow na yung kanilang free cash flow. Okay? And kung titignan natin dito guys, yung moat analysis natin sa company, nakikita natin dito guys yung book value na company nasa 6% growth rate in 5 years. Growth rate and the earnings per share ay nasa 58% growth rate. The net income na company ay nasa 81% growth rate. Kung titignan natin dito yung cash from operating activities, so wala siya, no? So may dalawang scenario dyan kung bakit ganyan. Ang unang scenario, either negative sila noong 2015 and nag-positive na noong 2019. Yung pangalawang scenario, positive sila yung kanilang cash from operating activities noong 2015 and nag-negative noong 2019. So, anong gusto nating makita kapag nag-a-analyze tayo, no, kapag walang ganitong data? Ang gusto natin makita negative yung kanyang initials noong 2015 and in 2019 nagkaroon na ng positive. Yun ang gusto natin makita. Okay? Ngayon kung titignan natin dito guys, financials, ayan, pagpindot natin dyan, and kung titignan natin dito yung kanyang cash from operating activities, nakikita natin na truly, no, negative siya noong 2015 and in 2019, ayan, nakikita natin na positive na siya. So nakikita natin talagang nasa positive side itong cash from operating activities ng company. And kung titignan natin also naman yung kanyang management analysis, yung return on invested capital or ROIC and return on equity, nakikita natin, no, na talagang okay naman, no, nasa average naman yung kanyang return on equity. And syempre yung performance na company in terms of management sa mga investors nila, talagang ganun din, maapektuhan din. Okay? And kung titignan natin dito yung kanyang debt to earnings, ayan, nakikita natin na puro zero yan. And noong 2019 lang nagkaroon ng 2.9 debt to earnings. Okay, so maganda ba itong 2.9? Yes, maganda pa rin yan, no? Kasi hindi pa siya umaabot ng 3 pataas. So, ang ibig sabihin nitong debt to earnings, no, sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam guys, gaano katagal mababayaran ng company yung kanyang long-term debt gamit lamang yung kanyang net income. So, ang hulugan to na 2.9 years kaya nilang bayaran yung kanilang long-term debt gamit lamang yung kanilang net income. Okay, so, kung i-scroll down natin dito, no, for more information sa kanilang financials, kung titignan natin dito yung kanilang current ratio ay nasa 1.1. So, above, no, nakikita natin dito na nasa green flag pa rin naman yung kanyang current ratio in terms of current ratio annually. So, meaning nito, no, ng current ratio, 1.1 times kaya nilang punan yung kanilang current liabilities gamit yung kanilang current assets. Okay? So, nangangahulugan, in terms of current ratio, wala silang liquidity problem. Okay, so in terms of annually yon. Now, tignan natin yung current ratio in a quarterly basis. So, nakikita natin also dito, no, na mas mataas na yung kanilang current ratio in a quarterly basis compared sa annually. So, maganda tignan also yan. Ibig sabihin, tumataas yung kanilang current assets and nag-i-improve yung kanilang liquidity. And kung titignan natin dito guys, yung kanyang payout ratio ay nasa 0, no, in annually, and payout ratio niya in trailing 12 months, 0 din also. So, okay, kung naghahanap kayo ng mga dividend stocks, okay, itong si Ayala Land Logistics, hindi nyo maasahan in terms of dividend. Okay? Okay, so kung titignan naman natin dito guys, yung total debt to total equity ng company in annually, nakikita natin na mayroon siya lang 15.67%. So, maganda ba yung 15.67%? Yes, maganda yan. Kasi ang gusto natin makita kapag nagre-review tayo ng stocks or nag-a-analyze, ang gusto natin makita sa ganyang total debt to total equity ay nasa 40% pababa lang. So, which in this case, nakikita natin nasa 15.67%. So, anong ibig sabihin naman nito? Ang ibig sabihin nito, in every 1 peso na ginagamit na company sa kanyang operation, 15.67% noon ay finance by utang. Okay, so ang gusto natin makita, nasa 40% pababa lang. So, ito nakakita natin na maganda yung kanyang debt level, no? And kung compare natin yung total debt to equity ng company sa kanyang total debt to equity in quarterly, nakikita natin also, no, na ayan, nakikita natin na yung kanyang total debt to equity in quarterly ay nasa 15.29. So, nakita natin na medyo bumaba na kaunti yung kanilang total debt to equity ngayon. Consider a very, very good total debt to equity. Again guys, no, and also no guys, kung titignan natin dito, yung kanyang price to book ay nasa 1.81 in annually, yung kanyang price to book ay nasa 1.81. So, it is considered a overvalue, no, in terms of price to book ratio alone. And kung titignan natin in quarterly also, no, yung kanilang price to book also nasa 1.8 also, no. So, hindi masyado gumalaw yung kanilang price to book. And kung titignan also natin dito guys, yung kanyang PE ratio in annual ay nasa 33.23. And yung kanyang PE ratio in trailing 12 months ay nasa 62.07. So nakikita natin na mas mataas yung kanilang trailing 12 months ngayon, no? So nakikita natin nito na yung gantong PE ratio, normal, ito ay normal, no, sa mga growth stocks na tinatawag natin. And kung titignan natin dito guys, yung kanyang gross margin in annual ay nasa 26.01%. And comparing to the gross margin ng company in a trailing 12 months, nakikita natin na mas mataas yung kanilang gross margin in a trailing 12 months. And comparing also to the net profit margin ng company ay nasa 12%. And yung net profit margin ngayon ng company in a trailing 12 months ay nasa 7.21 na lang. Okay, so nakikita natin na in terms of net profit margin, bumabagsak yung kanilang net profit margin, no? Dahil na siguro sa kadahilanan ng pandemic, kaya nakikita natin yung net profit margin ng company ay bumagsak, no? Compare sa annually na net profit margin ng company. Kaya na kung pipindutin natin dito guys yung financial ng company, nakikita natin dito yung big 5 numbers, no? So nandito yung return on invested capital. So nakikita natin na nasa 64% yung kanilang growth rate for the past 5 years. So nakikita natin na sobrang taas, no, na kanilang ROIC. So nangangahulugan niya na talagang vina-value ng company yung kanilang mga shareholders. And in terms of sales, nakikita natin na for the past 5 years yung kanilang growth rate ay nasa 39% na kanilang sales, yung sales nila. And yung kanilang earnings per shares for the past 5 years ay nasa 58%. Equity ay nasa 29% growth in 5 years. And kung titignan natin dito yung growth ng company in terms of free cash flow ay nasa NAM, no? Kasi kung titignan natin dito sa baba, yung free cash flow ng company noong 2015 ay nasa negative, and now nakikita natin na nasa 676 million pesos free cash flow ng company. So nangangahulugan nyo nun guys na it is a positive side in terms of free cash flow ng company. Ay kung i-scroll down natin dito guys yung kanilang income statement, no, nakikita natin dito yung revenue ng company for the past 5 years. Ayan, talagang increasing, no, from 1.03 billion pesos to 5.3 billion pesos na yung kanilang revenue. And kung titignan natin dito yung net income ng company from 2015 na nasa 30 million lang, and now nasa 595 million pesos na ang company. So talagang significantly yung grow ng company, no? Tignan also natin dito yung kanyang income statement and revenue versus net income comparison. Ayan. Talagang nakikita natin na over the years nag-grow yung kanilang revenue and net income. And now, in terms of balance sheet naman natin, no, nakikita natin dito yung total assets ng company ay continuous growing yung kanilang total assets. Okay, so from 6.4 billion pesos noong 2015 and in 2019 nasa 19.3 billion pesos na. While yung kanilang total liabilities nag-grow din but not significantly, no. Ay nakikita natin from 3.3 billion pesos to 8.3 billion pesos. Kanilang total debt na also, no, nakikita natin na noong 2019 lang sila nagkaroon ng total debt na 1.7 billion pesos. And yung kanilang total equity, nakikita natin also na nag-grow, continuous growing yung kanilang total equity. And kung titignan natin dito guys yung chart ng total assets versus total liabilities comparison, talagang nakikita natin na na talaga sobrang laki ng difference, no? So it is a good sign, no, para sa mga nag-invest dito or potential investors ng company. Now, kung titignan naman natin dito guys yung kanilang free cash flow, ayan, cash from operating activities, and over the years talagang nag-grow yung company from negative to positive. And yung free cash flow also na company yung nag-grow din, no? Ayan. Okay, so kung titignan natin dito guys yung snowflakes analysis natin sa company, yan, nakikita natin na in terms of value, nasa very undervalue ang company, and dividend, talaga hindi natin maasahan ang company in terms of dividend. In terms of debt, nasa excellent balance sheet tayo sa kanya. And in terms of management, nasa medium or poor management ang company. And yung moat, nasa strong moat ang company. Kasi ito yung unang stocks, no? So, yung susunod na stocks natin, DMW or DM Wenceslao and Associates. Okay, so itong stocks na to, no, nakuha natin ito sa ating masugid na subscribers na si Sir Mark Gomez. So, sabi niya dito, DMW at Frutas Fundamental. Share po kayo ng insight ninyo. Salamat po. So nang tinignan ko tong DMW kasi ng time na kung titignan natin dito guys, titignan nyo guys yung ating screener, wala pang wala pang property sectors doon. Nang time na ginagawa ko ito, talagang na-notice ko si DMW, no? Na-notice natin yung company DMW. Na maganda yung performance ni DMW, no? Kung titignan natin dito guys, no? So itong property sectors ko or property stocks ko, hindi ko pa napapublish kasi hindi pa tapos yung ibang stocks. Intrinsic value ngayon ni DM ay nasa 10.47 pesos per share. And ang time na ina-analyze natin to, yung kanyang previous close ay nasa 598. And yung margin of safety ay nasa 8.37. So nakakahulugan nyo na nasa buy ratings ang company in terms of intrinsic value. So may upside potential itong company na 75% kapag na-reach niya yung 10.47. Okay, so kung nakikita natin dito sa ating search stocks, nakalagay dito, no, coming soon yung kanyang intrinsic value, margin of safety, kasi hindi pa napapublish natin yung properties industries. Okay? Now, let's focus sa kanyang chart, no. Kung nakikita natin dito, guys, yung kanyang 52-week high ay nasa 10.44 and yung kanyang 52-week low ay nasa 5.05. So nakikita natin talagang nag-drop down itong company, no, in terms of prices nila. Okay, so nakikita natin dito guys, yung net foreign yield na company nasa 187.9 million pesos negative, no. So yung mga foreign investors lumalabas dito sa company. So yung mga institutions, yung mga foreign institutions lumalabas sa company, no, kasi nakita nila na nag-massive drop down ng company. Now, let's take a look yung kanilang fundamentals. Okay? So, doon tayo magiging mag-iiba, no, yung ating posisyon. Now, kung titignan natin dito yung kanyang fundamentals, kung titignan natin yung earnings per share versus free cash flow per share, nakita natin na mayroong 0.98 yung kanilang free cash flow per share. So, mas malaki yung kanyang free cash flow per share kaysa sa earnings per share. So, nangangahulugan yun na yung kanyang free cash flow per share is a good value based on its earnings per share. Ayan. So, nangangahulugan yun na nangangahulugan ito guys na mas malaki yung kanyang cash from on hand. So mas malaki yung kanyang cash. So nangangahulugan nito guys na malaki yung kanyang cash. Marami yung cash ang company, the chances are pwede pa mag-improve ang company. And now, kung titignan natin dito yung free cash flow yield na company, nasa 16%, no? So sinasabi sa atin dito ng free cash flow yield alone na yung company ay nasa solid business and nasa undervalue ang company in terms of free cash flow yield. And now, let's take a look yung kanilang fundamentals sa free cash flow. Kung titignan natin dito guys, yung kanilang free cash flow, no, ayan, nakita natin na puro positive yung kanilang free cash flow kasi nakita natin dito guys na yung free cash flow na company ay puro positive. So that's a good sign, no, na talagang nag-grow yung kanilang free cash flow. Kung titignan natin dito yung moat natin sa company ay wala, no, so hindi pa kasi natin na-update na kung pupunta ako sa aking property industries, ayan, kay Wenceslao. So nakita natin dito yung moat natin kay Wenceslao ay nasa 8%, nasa 8 yung ratings natin, no. So nakita natin dito na yung earnings per share na company nasa 4%, cash from operating activities nasa 23%, net income ay nasa 9%, book value per share ay nasa 0% tayo, no. Now, kung titignan natin dito guys, yung kanyang return on invested capital and ROIC, talaga nakikita natin na vina-value ng company yung kanilang mga investors. Kung titignan natin dito yung kanyang debt to earnings ratio, no, from 2017 na nasa 0.5 yung kanilang debt to earnings ratio, and now nasa 0.2 na lang yung kanilang debt to earnings ratio. So, nakita natin talagang bumabagsak yung kanilang debt to earnings ratio at yung gusto natin makita, no, na yung debt to earnings ratio ay bumababa. So, meaning nito ulit, no, yung debt to earnings ratio, gaano katagal mababayaran ng company yung kanyang long-term debt gamit lamang yung kanyang net income. So, nangangahulugan na kaya nilang bayaran ng 0.2 years, kaya nilang bayaran yung kanilang long-term debt. Okay? And now, kung titignan natin dito, yung kanyang PE ratio annually ay nasa 8.58 while the PE ratio ng company in a trailing 12 months ay nasa 7.97. So, nakikita natin na mas mababa yung trailing 12 months PE ratio ng company. And also, kung titignan natin dito, yung current ratio ng company in annually ay nasa 1.61. So, nasa good side siya, no, in terms of current ratio, wala siyang liquidity problem. Let's compare current ratio annually to the current ratio in trailing 12 months or in a quarterly. Nakikita natin dito yung kanyang current ratio ay nasa 1.63. Also, nakikita natin na ang current ratio ng company ay nag-improve yung kanilang liquidity. That's a good sign also, no? So, tumataas yung kanilang current assets kaysa sa kanilang current liabilities. Okay, so, kung titignan also natin, ang kanyang payout ratio ay nasa 6.54 annually, and yung kanyang payout ratio in trailing 12 months ay nasa 6.29. And now, kung titignan natin dito yung total debt na company versus total equity annually ay nasa 3.38 lang. So, nakita natin na nasa good side also siya. Bakit? Kasi gusto natin makita also dito, no, 40% pababa lang yung kanyang total debt to equity, no? So, nangangahulugan nito, and every 1 peso na ginagamit ng company sa kanyang operation, 3.38% noon ay finance lang by utang. Okay, so that's a good sign, no? So let's compare total debt to total equity annually to total debt to total equity na company na quarterly basis. So ayan, nakikita natin also dito na talagang nasa 2.75, no? Talagang bumababa yung kanilang total debt to total equity. That's a very, very good sign, no? And kung titignan natin dito, guys, yung kanyang moving average, okay, ay nasa bullish, maliban na sa MA200, doon nasa bearish. Kung titignan natin dito, yung year-to-date return na company ay nasa negative 39.39%, yung kanilang down. And yung kanyang short-term trend and medium-term ay nasa uptrend. And also, no, kung titignan natin dito yung indicators na company, ayan. And also, guys, no, kung titignan natin dito yung margins natin sa company, nakikita natin dito yung gross margin ng company annually ay nasa 80.24% and gross margin natin trailing 12 months ay nasa 77.85%. So, bumaba yung kanyang trailing 12 months compared sa kanyang annually, but still, yung 77.85% na yan, it is considered a very, very good gross margin. And compared to the net profit margin na company annually ay nasa 64%. Annually yung kanyang net profit margin. Comparing to the net profit margin na company in a trailing 12 months, nasa 64.80%. So nakita natin dito na even though na mayroon pandemic and nag-massive drop down ng company, yung kanyang net profit margin in trailing 12 months ay nasa 64.80. Mas mataas siya doon sa kanyang annually na net profit margin. That's a very, very good, that's a positive sign, no, na maganda itong company. And also, nakikita natin dito yung net profit margin ng company ay nasa 64%. That's a very, very, very good net profit margin. Sa high profit margin itong company. In terms of profitability ng company, no, nasa outstanding itong company. Okay, now in additions, no, dito sa company na to, kung titignan natin dito yung kanyang revenue, over the years talaga nag-grow ang company. Okay? And this is the revenue and net income comparison natin. Talagang grabe, significantly talagang yung kanilang net income talagang sobrang laki, no? So that's a very positive sign. Kung titignan naman natin dito, guys, yung kanyang comparison ng total assets and total liabilities, ayan. So talagang sobrang laki ng difference. That's a very good positive sign also. And also, kung titignan natin dito, guys, yung kanyang cash from operating activities, talagang from 2017 to 2019 talagang nag-grow ang company. And also, no, yung kanilang free cash flow ay nag-grow also. So that's a positive sign para sa mga investors or potential investors nitong company. Also in terms of Snowflake analysis natin sa company, no, hindi pa natin masyadong nalagay kasi yung data dito, hindi pa natin nalagay kasi hindi pa tapos yung property industries. So in terms of this company, no, okay, so itong insight natin, no, requested by Sir Mark Gomez. So sir, sana may napulot kayong aral and napulot kayong value dito sa company at pagre-review natin si stocks. Okay, now in addition, yung total score ko pala dito sa company ay nasa 28, no. So nasa excellent company itong ating nire-review na si DMW. Okay guys, this is my top 2 stocks for this December, no? Okay guys, so sana may napulot kayong informations and may napulot kayong value sa pagre-review natin ngayon sa company, no? So maraming salamat sa inyo guys. Always guys, invest wisely and see you on the other side. Hello guys, maraming salamat sa panonood. Sana marami kayo natutunan sa video na to. So kung hindi pa kayo nakaka-subscribe, so please subscribe and hit the notification bell para updated kayo sa mga videos na parating at marami pa kayong matututunan sa channel na ito. So maraming salamat.